the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
Well, if there's one thing that I'm noticing about today's beginning of the show,
yes.
listener, Noel's posture, his whole kind of presence is in just a whole different direction today.
I'm a whole new man.
He's a whole new man. He is right now currently sitting on a bench.
I'm in the Jasmine position on the carpet.
Yes, he is. Yeah. He's in the Jasmine flying on the carpet. So this is what we're doing. We're recreating Aladdin.
Enjoying the world.
Because this is our...
Got Raja down below, just waiting for me to come back, about to eat Aladdin if he dares mistreat me.
We decided for Halloween that we would cosplay as Aladdin and Jasmine.
Yeah. And I think I make a nice Jasmine. I've been working on my midriff, although not this week.
Yeah.
Because I slammed my foot.
That's why. That's the real reason. He's on a bench and his foot is propped up. So because of that, he's facing away from me. So this entire episode, it looks like he's ashamed.
Like I will have nothing to do with Jacob.
It just could not even look me in the eye today. Here he
For
goes.
those of you who are listening and not watching, I did the sideways turn glance to Jacob as if I didn't trust him.
It was like ice, cold as ice.
Ice cold.
Ice
Willing
cold.
to sacrifice.
Yes.
That's how the song goes, right? Pardon if there's a lot of bumps and things and such, it's because I don't know quite how to sit here.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think it's fitting because things go bump in the night during spooky season.
They do go bump in the night during spooky season.
So we can just go... Like that. Sounds good.
It sounds very real.
Sounds real.
Yeah. I'm in oddly a good mood for the level of pain. Well, I think because it's gone down. I've been treating my injury last couple days, so I'm getting better. But it is funny to be turned sideways with my dumb foot.
Yeah, he's got a messed up foot, y'all.
Up in the sky.
He hurt his foot real bad, guys.
Real bad.
And he's been a trooper.
I'm trooping.
You're trooping.
I'm trooping, but I can't work out.
Right.
Which does affect the Jasmine cosplay because you need a good midriff to play Jasmine for Halloween.
You can't just go Jasmine without preparing.
Yeah, I'm not giving up. It's just that it's before Halloween it could be tough. It might be maybe I'll be a Christmas Jasmine.
Okay, Christmas Jasmine. Do you like jasmine tea?
I love jasmine tea.
Okay, I figured.
Jasmine's a really nice flavor. I think it's got a nice
bouquet. I know nothing about tea.
It does wonders to the senses. It is actually, the bouquet would be a good word for it because it's something you smell more than you taste. Although it does have a flavor.
It's a flavor, but it's definitely the scent that enhances it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like most of the herbs. Yeah, lavender. Lavender's very very sensual. Yeah.
Just like jasmine and
thyme.
Lemon. Yeah, thyme. Parsley.
Sage.
Rosemary.
Thyme, baby.
Time, baby. How's everybody
doing? Sage. Did you say sage?
I did.
I'm catching up.
Veronica, how are you doing? Is your foot injured?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
That's
good. So and my foot's not injured. So only 1 out of 3 of us.
So basically, we're mostly uninjured.
We're mostly uninjured.
If you break it down,
if you look at a percentage, only 33.3% of us
have any kind of injury
at all. And that's
pretty
well
good. On the way to recovery.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's that I just haven't seen your two lovely faces for so long, or if it's just that I've realized what's important in life.
Yeah.
But I'm a lot happier right now than I was at the beginning of the week.
That's good.
I am. Despite everything.
Yeah.
Despite everything, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I bet you that I survive the nuclear Armageddon.
You will?
I will.
I love it.
I bet you.
The fans is there something you're not telling us? Is something on its way? No. I feel like that was a warning.
No, it's just it is odd to me that I never actually expected in my lifetime after the kind of the end of the Cold War, the Berlin Wall falling and all that kind of stuff. I thought that we all kind of were smart enough to realize that's not even something to toy with. Like you don't even let's not even bring that up.
Let's not even do war again.
That's just not a topic, right? Like it's certainly not. I don't think we should do any war. I agree with you. Because you can do so much horrible murder with war. It's terrible. I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually not pro-war.
What? That's a pretty controversial stance to make here on the Biofriendly Podcast.
I know, it's weird.
Oh my
It's weird,
gosh.
right?
Well-
Right? But when you go nuclear, it's like, well, gosh, so let's not just kill the people we're mad at now. Let's kill people for the next several hundred years.
Yeah, let's make sure nobody's got a fighting chance on top of the Earth's surface. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not it's odd. It's odd to me that's even on the table, you know?
Right.
And so I think that's why I'm bringing it up. So it's odd
Right.
to say that I'm happy and I'm excited and then bring up nuclear war. So it's a weird, I'm in a
You're
weird
in a
place.
weird headspace.
I'm in a weird place. I'm in a weird place.
Well, I think that another reason that I'm sure that you're chipper and feeling good is it's good to be back, and also
It is.
we're still in spooky season. We're still in spooky season.
The weather
The weather
is so hard to beat.
it's glorious.
It's glorious. No, you wake up in the morning and the shadows are perfectly long and to the side, and there's clouds in the sky, and
It's
the air
cool.
is cool, and the leaves are falling.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Makes you feel as if the world is continuing to turn just fine into a wonderful time.
It is. It's glorious. We have our office decor up, and Noel had forgotten how scary the decorations are, and they gave him a fright.
I almost rebroke my foot
You almost just
running away
Yeah, just terrified.
from the spookiness of that skeleton with the shoes on.
Yeah.
My God.
Yes. My God.
My God.
Well, this is our part 3
Part three.
of our Halloween themed Biofriendly Podcast.
Hooroo!
Which we've never done this before. We've never done a whole
3-part
month.
series?
We've never done a whole month.
Wait a minute. This is going to be a 4-part series?
Yes, there will be one more to go.
Oh my God.
What that is, I have no idea.
No,
but
we're
I'll
not-
figure it
we
out.
don't. We
I'll figure it
don't.
out.
Yeah, no.
I'm hoping that.
Let's bring on a guest and tell a ghost story.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's get it.
Let's just tell
somebody from the hall.
Let's pick a ghost story and let's do a live broadcast of the
live
ghost
broadcast.
story.
Okay.
Let's find a ghost story,
Okay. Got it.
and then we'll improvise it and make it green.
We'll make it green. Okay. That's our last.
through our skills of improv.
So that'll be our special episode next
Let's
week. It'll
bring
be
in
a
a guest.
biofriendly
Yes,
ghost story.
and we're going to tell a biofriendly ghost story with voices, improvisation, and everything.
Okay. Done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's going to happen.
If we
I'm
can-
in. I'm excited. This is going to be great.
If we can't find a guest, then we can just do it.
Okay, we can
Okay.
find a guest. Come
You
on.
think so?
I believe in you.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But today we're doing a subject. Well, before we get, where are we feeling good on shenanigans? The shenanigans scale. We're
As I
feeling good?
said, I'm in a weird place.
Okay.
It's I'm feeling great, and I shouldn't be.
Okay. So we'll ride that vibe until the end. So today we're doing one of the critters that we skipped on the very first Halloween episode. We did all the
I'm sorry.
Halloween.
Just I'm not on drugs. Just anybody in case.
Yeah.
I feel like the natural assumption is this guy's out of his mind. He must be high. He must be on like Vicodin or something. I'm not. It's
No,
not.
you're
It's not that
clear-headed.
bad. I'm clear-headed.
Yeah.
It's
Just jasmine tea.
just jasmine tea and ice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You're
Carry on.
fine, yeah.
I'm gonna sound like I'm drugged probably,
Okay.
but literally nothing.
It's. I love it.
It's just the high of life.
Well, I just slid the candy bowl closer in case you wanted.
Do you want to know the sweetest thing? Before we start this show.
What?
Because I love to delay the start of the show.
Sure.
When I popped in on Tuesday morning to get my bag and all the stuff, and you two came down to say hello and see how I was doing.
Yeah.
Right? Veronica,
Sorry.
I already know where this is going.
she gave me a Three Musketeers chocolate out
Yes.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it
course.
was the sweetest. I was made me so happy. Oh my God.
You're
I was
like, "Here,
this
here's
is
a
incredible. I
treat."
get a free chocolate.
You should injure your foot more often.
I was thinking I might. I might break the other one.
I might just.
I
Snap
didn't
them
actually
up.
break it. It's just bruised.
It's just hurt.
It just hurt it.
Yeah.
I smashed it.
Yeah.
No, but I just, Veronica, that meant the world to me. It's such a simple gesture,
Right.
but it was so sweet. And I enjoyed that chocolate more than any other chocolate that entire day. Actually, I think it's the only chocolate I had that day.
Yay.
So, points for you.
It's the little things.
It is the
Little
little
things.
things.
I can honestly say in our 17 years of friendship, I've never once brought him a Three Musketeers. So, way to go. Way to go.
Not even
once.
Well, he didn't even
Not even a mini.
I don't even think he's handed me chocolate.
No, I never have. So guess what? You win.
And he knows I like chocolate.
I know he likes chocolate. I've
love
never once
chocolate.
been like, here's some chocolate for
Yeah.
you. Man, I got to up my friend
You
game.
have handed me multiple beers
Well, there you go.
in my life.
One man's beer is another man's chocolate.
You know, so there's that.
There's that.
And every once in a while, you need a beer.
Yeah, every
So
now.
those were kind. Those were thoughtful.
Oh yeah, and there are beers that have chocolate essence to them.
yeah.
You know, like some stouts and stuff. So
Maybe that's next week's episode.
next week's episode is chocolate
Is
beers.
Halloween, foods and liquors. and
Yeah,
beers.
there you go. That would be fun.
Yeah.
We could weave it into the ghost story.
Ooh. All right, I'm sorry for delaying.
right, no,
Let's
no.
get to the point.
The
Why
point
are we
is,
here?
We're here to talk about spitters,
Spitters.
spiders. Chewy, Spider-Man, spiders.
That was a long spit.
Creepy
See how
crawlies.
that-
It was. Did you hear the delay?
The delay between when it hit the 10?
That was like a lightning strike to thunder roll.
Yeah.
Like how close is the spit?
I launched that spittle thing's all the way across the.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know. I can't think of the name of the. Just a spit
A loogie?
tube. The spit. No, the little jar you catch your spit.
Oh,
you
a
spit-
spittoon.
There it is. A spittoon.
Yes.
Yes, the spittoon's all the way across the room. That's why it took so long.
Yeah.
It was just that effective of a loogie.
We're one of the only modern environmental offices that has spittoons. We thought we'd bring them back. Everybody here dips. But it's green dip.
Yeah,
it's green.
it's green.
Environmentally conscious. It's
green.
No, we're going to talk about spiders because we
Excellent.
left them off the list when we were talking about Halloween animals at the start of the month. When the spiders were on the list, but Noel was like, spiders deserve their own episode. So they shall. They shall get their own episode.
I can't believe it.
It's finally happened. We're
Spiders
here.
are finally getting their due.
They're finally getting their
An
due.
entire episode just dedicated.
Yeah.
Well, they are actually. You know, it's funny. We when we
Yeah.
do the whole that last episode with the Halloween animals that we did
Halloween
a
animals?
couple weeks
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
It is. I'm glad you mentioned then that spiders were getting their own day because spiders are the kind of the quintessential Halloween
Absolutely.
animal, right?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah.
So you figure, we not covering them before. It's like, well, okay, so you got to cover spiders.
Yeah, and the other animals, it's interesting because when we talk about, black cats, that's a domesticated animal
Yep.
that people have in their homes. So people aren't freaked out by that.
Nah.
When we talk about wolves, it's not like wolves are walking around your neighborhood. Owls
Although
are
coyotes
admired.
the
Yeah, there are a
coyotes
lot of coyotes.
part wolf now.
Yeah, they are.
They've gotten much bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep breeding, so.
But
of.
the owls, people aren't really scared of those. So all the animals that we refer to, ravens, crows, they aren't things that people literally go like, oh my gosh. Spiders are. Spiders are one of those
Yeah.
things that people really get uncomfortable about. There's arachnophobia. There's been movies made like 8-Legged Freaks and Arachnophobia and all these movies about killer spiders. And the funny thing is that they're associated with kind of being creepy, but they're so important to the planet. They're crucial. Huge.
Oh, massively so.
Absolutely.
Without them, we'd be overrun.
Yes. Yeah, we'd be overrun. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how they got associated with Halloween and that history. And then we're going to go into why they're amazing. And then we're going to talk about, okay, there might
How
be...
they can murder us?
Yes, we are. That's going to be one of the last ones, which is, okay, so it is worth mentioning the few ones that you should be cautious of. Just as a safety thing. Because there's not that many. There's not that many.
No.
Because all in all, I have the stat right here. Let me just tell you how many species of spider there are in the world. This is pretty cool. Okay. According to this study, there are quadrillions of spiders in the world. To clarify, a quadrillion is 1 followed by 15 zeros. Alternatively, it is a billion multiplied by a million. So there are millions of billions of spiders on Earth.
It's 1,000 trillion.
Yeah. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of spiders. How many spider species? 45,000. And in the U.S. alone, there's 4,000 known species. So globally, we have 45,000 species of spider, but here in the U.S., we have 4,000. So that's pretty impressive, right?
I mean,
Holy moly.
I have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Not that many.
Well, I mean, I tell myself I have a lot of friends.
In your mind.
But I don't have as many friends as there are species of spider.
No. You got to get on that.
Yeah, I got to up
Yeah.
my game. I don't even think I have that many followers on.
Yeah. On social
my
media?
socials.
That's okay. We'll get them up, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll get them up.
I pick it up there.
Spiders are arachnids, a class of arthropods that includes scorpions, mites, and ticks. So there you go. So the 45,000, they also include, I think, some of those other arachnids and arthropods. Just so you know,
They
the
do.
45,000. Yeah, I think so.
They do.
So the scorpions, mites, and ticks are part of that. That's why there's so many globally. Hold your calls. I know you have a lot of spider questions, but now is not the time.
Are you sure about that?
Well, it just says here in the fact, it says spiders are arachnids, a class of arthropods that also includes scorpions, mites, and ticks. There are more than 45,000 known species of spiders. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Wrong.
I was going
You're
to say, because if you start adding in the rest, that's going to be even
That's going to be way more. Yeah. So
there's a lot of
wrong.
spiders.
Yeah. So I was correct
It's like
the first time.
Jacob's socials.
Yeah.
Not, that's how many spiders there are.
A little bit. So you want me to go with the fun facts, or should we talk about the Halloween? Let's save the fun facts for a little bit, because those will be good closers.
Yeah, we want to close happy.
Close happy. I want to scare people and then close happy.
Open scary.
Okay.
Get factual. Close with fun.
Yeah. So the spiders weren't always associated with Halloween at all. No, that's a more recent thing. So the origins of Halloween are traced back to pagan rituals and traditions. Mm-hmm. One story claims that if you see a spider in your home during Halloween, it is actually the spirit of a loved one watching over you.
What?
Yeah, that's one of the original traditional stories.
So when people crush a spider on Halloween, you're killing grandma?
Yeah, you're killing great grandpa.
Oh.
Your great uncle Steve.
My gosh.
You just crushed his head. He was like, "Hey, how you doing? How's high school?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "Wham!"
Smash.
And he's like, "Oh." So a loved one is checking up on you, right?
So stupid.
Yeah. Spiders
Why are we so dumb?
Why are we so dumb? Spiders have also been thought to have mystical powers because they can spin webs, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty mystical.
That's mystical.
It is.
I mean, one of our superheroes, I don't know if you know, the name's relatable. It's Spider-Man. I'm sure it's not because of spiders.
It doesn't link to
But
this
he
at
can
all.
also spin webs, and people think that's pretty super.
Well, there's two versions of Spider-Man. One where he has web fluid that he has in a contraption in his wrist,
Right.
And then the other one where it actually comes from his skin, which
Right.
was covered
it was
in the
interesting
recent.
to hear them talk to each other.
It was really
about it.
funny. Did you see the last Spider-Man movie?
I did
You know
not.
what? No
Spoiler.
No spoilers. We'll let you watch it. We're gonna,
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
We're gonna leave that alone. You should watch it.
You should watch it. It's so good.
Entertaining. It's an entertaining film.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I just gave you a little spoiler there about.
you did.
I'm so
From
sorry.
the skin.
There's been multiple Spider-Mans, right? There's been Tobey Maguire, there's been Andrew Garfield, there's been Tom Holland.
Right.
And in the comics and all that stuff, they have different versions that have come where one is he's got the spider climbing ability, but the web shooter is like a formula that's from like a thing in his wrist that he shoots these webs so he can run out.
Because he's a clever
science guy.
Yeah.
But then the other version
he's like Bill Nye.
Yeah. He's like Bill Nye, the science guy. He's like Bill Nye, the spider guy.
Bill Nye the Spider Guy.
But then there's another version of Spider-Man where the mutation from the spider bite gives him the ability to shoot webs, and the webs come from under his skin as if it's like a mutation.
Yeah, which while gross, is far more convenient.
Far more convenient because you would never run out of fluid.
Right. Well, you might
dry
if
up.
you don't drink your electrolytes.
If you don't have Powerade.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. To make sure you give
Ice Blue Powerade.
Yeah. I wonder what you'd need. I wonder what spiders need to consume in order to have the web come out effective. Right? Like, what's the What's the do you think vitamin K? What are they?
Probably.
They taking supplements?
Yeah. There's probably. I wonder if there's like gym spiders that are like really good at spinning webs because you're just like downing creatine. And
Yes.
Just like, and
They're
like
yoked.
you're like you see these webs and you're like, oh my god! And those guys and the other spiders
Is
are like
that steel?
That guy's juicing.
Yeah, and exactly. The other spiders are jealous. Like that's not. It's not natural.
Oh my god!
Spider's got tiny. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that on the show.
That's okay. That's okay.
Guys, I'm sorry.
okay.
That joke was inappropriate.
I will.
There's children listening.
I will. I'll give the old bleeperoony. I'll bleeperoony.
I have been doing so good.
But you said you're in a weird headspace. So
I'm doing so good though. I've been trying to be like not. Well, I just can't resist a joke.
Yeah. That's the thing about us is we like our jokes. We like our jokes.
Yeah.
So anyway, the webs in ancient times, this ability caused them to be associated with magic and again witchcraft. So they always got lumped in with witchcraft.
Yeah.
Okay. But so spiders.
Boy, people really have a problem with witches.
Yeah, they really do.
It's pretty remarkable when you go through even our earlier episode about the other animals. Mostly it's because they were related to witches. I mean, there's a couple vampire. The bats were vampire related, but a lot of witch stuff going on there. You know?
Yeah. There's you can see that the biggest enemy of the world for like 2,000 years were witches.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like anything I've read, it's like anything spooky or Halloween, it was like, well, back in the medieval times, back in the Celtic times, back in the Viking times, back in this time, everybody was like, oh, it's a witch. It's witchcraft. There's witchcraft. So they've had a bad rap for a long time.
Have you ever been to Hearst's Castle?
I never have.
So one of the neat things about Cambria is it's kind of like there's a lot of Wiccans, a lot of witches who live in the area. It just happens to be a place where they hang out, right? Like people tend to gather with, with like-minded folks. Anyways, so when we went last time, our tour guide was a witch.
Yeah.
And she was kind of like, she talked a little bit about that, just give us sort of a heads up. Mm-hmm. I'm a witch, don't have to be scared. I'm not going to cast any spells on you or anything. But she was really nice, very informative. She wasn't like wearing a crazy pointy hat. She's just a regular chick.
And it'd be fine if she was wearing a crazy pointy hat.
I don't care.
I agree.
But I think that wasn't the uniform. I think they had like a specific, and she wore she just, just regular. I don't know what she does on her own.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that, let's talk to people before we burn them at the stake. Let's have a
absolutely.
Conversation and find out what are the intentions of this person. Could this person's witchcraft perhaps be used for good?
Well,
help?
The good news is I don't think we've had any witch burnings recently.
Oh, that's good.
It hasn't been happening a lot.
I was a little worried about that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, I don't like this person because they're a witch. But
are they getting canceled, though? Because that's like the modern burning. Are they getting canceled on social media?
Possibly.
Where it's like, I'm just trying to give people tours at Hearst
I'm at Hearst Castle
and she can't do it anymore because people are like, she's a witch.
Possibly. But I also wonder about how the witch community feels about the pointed hat. Is that something that they're like, that is not what we wear? That's it's like Vikings with the horn helmet. Yeah. They're like, that's not us.
No, it was one guy.
It was one guy.
Guy's like showing off, like, check it out, man.
Yeah, right. And so it's like witches see the pointy hat and they're like, that's not our clothes.
That's true. Or green skin.
Yeah, green skin. Come on.
I've never met a witch with green skin before.
Never.
Not once.
I have met Shrek.
I have.
I've met Hulk.
Absolutely.
I've met She-Hulk.
Who hasn't met She-Hulk?
None of them are witches.
No.
None of them.
No. In fact, I would say some of them have been grumpier to me.
Much grumpier.
Very cranky. Than any witch I've met.
Trying to smash things.
Yeah.
Shrek was farting.
Yeah. Picking his nose all the time.
Picking his nose, so gross. But witches, not green.
No.
So let's end that myth right now.
Although they could be green environmentally.
Oh, yeah. You could have...
I think they actually are. There's a whole green magic for witches. There's a whole side shoot.
They are absolutely green. Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Was that a tangent?
A little bit.
Okay,
it's fine.
Sorry.
So I've got so much on spiders because when I went digging, so we're going to have to pick and choose here because I have so much stuff.
Yep.
But I'm going to talk a little bit about why, especially during Halloween and this time of year, the transition from fall to winter is one of the major times throughout the year where the pest activity spikes. When temperatures drop and seasons change, most pests will seek out new places to call home.
Seasons change.
Typically, this is your house.
Change.
Well said.
Sorry.
Your home usually has optimal temperatures as well as food, water, and places for shelter. This causes a variety of pests to sneak into your home along with spiders.
Really?
Spiders are predators and feed on other insects and pests, so they will be naturally drawn to your home in pursuit of other pests. So that's why they really start turning up this time of year. Because the pests are coming inside your house and the spiders are following.
Right, because that makes sense.
Yes.
This is science.
This is absolutely science. And here's the crazy thing. Without spiders, we would be overrun with insects.
Oh, it'd be absurd.
Their primary purpose is to take out pests and insects. And so I'm telling you right now, if you see a spider in your house, do everything you can to you can capture it in a glass and just get it outside. But that thing is helping you.
Yeah.
It's there to help you.
Yeah.
It is not there to hurt you. And we have been doing that so much more when we see spiders because they are literally cleaning out the worst insects and things in your home. That's their job.
Do you want to know a secret that is going to change everything in my house in about a week when my family listens to the podcast?
Yeah.
But it's a secret. I'm going to say it anyway, even though so don't tell my family.
Yeah, okay.
If they find out on their own, it's not your fault.
I won't tell them, and you won't tell them, and nobody here on the show will whisper another word of
this.
this.
Audience, don't tell my family this.
Don't tell Noel's family. You can email them at...
Top secret.
Top secret.
Top secret.
Go for it.
When I see a spider that is not poisonous in my house...
Yeah.
My job is I'm supposed to take it outside.
Yes.
Usually, if there's There's nobody around.
Yeah.
It's just me.
It's just you on your own.
I'm just on my own, and I see the spider, and I know it's not
Yeah.
a poisonous human spider.
Yeah.
I leave it there.
You leave it.
I leave it alone.
I'm so glad that was your answer. I thought you were going to say when you're by yourself.
I murder it.
I was going to
No,
say
I don't murder
that's
spiders.
Aunt Claire.
I actually don't. I catch like lizards, whatever. I always catch them. I take them outside.
Yeah.
I don't like murdering.
Yeah.
I even try to get the flies and things outside. Like I'm not big on
squashing.
Well, we established I'm anti-war.
Yeah, you are anti-war, and
Even
that's
against
the war on insects and
insects,
spiders.
yes, absolutely.
Well, we
Yeah.
got one of those things, those little. It's like a mini vacuum. It's kind of funny. It's like it looks like a lighter for a fireplace, but it has this plastic tube, and when you turn it on, it has a little bit of suction, and so it's meant to catch
clever.
insects safely
Yeah.
in your house. And so the boys used to go around all the time and just turn it on, and you just kind of whoop like that. And then it's like pulls them in. It doesn't hurt them at all. And then you let them back
Take it outside, turn off, and out they go.
Yeah, it was a good way to get rid of them.
It's good, man.
So
Because they're very useful in your home,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Because if the spider kills a fly,
Yeah.
well, that's just that's natural selection.
Absolutely.
That's not my fault.
And
that's
we have-
nature doing its thing.
And we have a fly issue in flies get in our house all the time.
Yeah.
And so we're thankful for the spiders. Yeah. This article that I pulled, I just think that heading is so funny because it's like, it says 9 reasons why spiders might actually be useful for humanity.
Actually.
Like the gall.
Actually.
The gall to say like 9 reasons. Now I know this is supposed to be probably cute because there's a cartoon spider on here. Yeah. But it's trying to say like you shouldn't be afraid of them because they are good for humankind, but it says 9 reasons why spiders might actually be useful for humanity.
Well, it's a little unfair. They having 8 legs is very useful.
Yeah.
When your job is to both spin and place and walk around on a web at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like when you've got all that stuff to do at once, you need more than just 2 or 4 legs.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need them.
You got to multitask.
They're totally Have you ever watched? It's so fascinating.
Have you ever seen a web?
Oh my god! It's the coolest thing to watch a spider spin a web.
When they have like on high speed, they'll show like a spider and they'll show like him making the web
Or her.
He or she. It is amazing. It's fascinating because the geometric shapes, the designs. It is like wow, I cannot believe it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And just just watching them do it, the process of how they're going about it, and they'll get the top stitched up, and then they just drop, and then make that crossbar, and then lock it off, and then go up and do it. It's remarkable.
Yeah. One of the, I don't know where it is in here and all the things I read. One of the other wonderful things they said is that I think it was the Chinese. They believed that when a spider dropped down, it was like a spirit descending from heaven in your house. So like that's the way they viewed it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
How many positive images
things
there are about spiders.
Yeah, exactly.
And yet we want to crush them.
Right. So here are some of the things that they're useful for. I mentioned this, but I'm going to read. They eat pests. Their diet consists of common insect pests and you find indoors, like roaches, earwigs, flies, moths, and pesky mosquitoes.
Oh, that's right, mozzies.
Oh, man, mozzies.
Right,
I
mozzies
cannot stand mosquitoes.
Yeah, but they can't clone you in 200 years without them.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. They're going to need my DNA that's in
gonna
an
need it.
amber thing
They're
that
going
they
to
took as
need
blood.
it.
I
So
know.
just, give the mosquito a break.
Yeah, and also I've seen many videos on this. California, we used to not have a bad mosquito problem because we had this certain species of mosquito that only would bite at dusk and it didn't have to be human blood or whatever. It was like a less common mosquito.
Yeah.
And like 10 years ago, we got these zebra mosquitoes or whatever, and they bite specifically under your knees and ankles, and they bite any time of day, and there's just billions of them here in Southern California. So that's been like the past decade we've been having the species that came in.
How did we get the zebra mosquito?
I don't remember. I think it was like a box on a shipment or something, like on a ship or something.
That's what you get for having the 2 largest ports in the world,
Right.
attached to your state.
They were like, sweet new turf. We're going to bite all these Californians. So, yeah. Anyway.
Man.
Yeah. So, spiders eat mosquitoes, even the ones that bite your
We
knees.
need more spiders to
Yes.
deal with these zebra mosquitoes.
Absolutely. So, start growing spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not only are they killing the pests, but they're helping the stop the spread of disease. Because fleas, for example, can spread bubonic plague or typhus. Okay? And spiders are eating up them fleas.
Yeah.
Okay? Other disease-carrying critters that include that they eat are also mosquitoes, flies, and cockroaches. So those things can carry diseases. And the spiders are like, no, not my human.
Not here.
Not here.
I'm
not
protecting
now.
my family.
Yeah. So, and this will give you some comfort. There's no reason for spiders to attack humans unless they feel threatened.
Right.
We aren't a food source for them. They don't suck our blood.
Right.
That is not, they don't get anything from biting us. So they're not eating.
It's purely defense.
It is purely defense. Even the most deadliest spiders, which we're going to read in a little bit, are non-aggressive.
Right.
They
hide.
They hide. Yeah.
So, well, you're going to talk about that later.
Yeah. The National Geographic says the black widow spider will only bite in self-defense if someone sits on them or swats at them or whatever. Right. And so they say, if you're going to keep them out of your house, one of the best ways you can do it is have a nice, clean space. Because if you have clutter and you have little dark corners and things that they can hide behind, that's what they like. So if you have a really nice, tidy home where everything's, you can see everything, you're not really going to have a problem. And they don't bite unless they think they're going to be hurt. Yeah. So that's really important.
They generally
to remember.
they will hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They'll be in wood piles. They'll be in if you got little ledges underneath your house or the places where they can kind of duck away. That's where they're going to be.
Yeah.
Is in those spots.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't like the light. They don't like people. They like to hide. And then at nighttime when no one's out and they think it's safe, that's when they come out and do their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
You won't see a black widow during the day.
No.
Pretty much, unless you've disturbed something.
Yeah, or you're peeking around some kind of pile of wood. Yeah. Then you might lift it up and you might be like, oh, there's a ton of black widows under here. But they're not hanging out in the sunshine, Another thing that spiders are useful for is their venom can be used in medicines. Okay, so the venom from a black widow spider may cause muscle aches, nausea, and paralysis of the diaphragm and potentially death, but that's been rare. But it's been used in inventive ways in medicine. Chilean scientists, for example, have explored its potential. Oh, this is interesting. I forgot this is in here. Chilean scientists, for example, have explored its potential in erectile dysfunction treatment and as a male contraceptive pill.
So, if you get bitten in the wiener by a spider, not only will you get better erections, you won't get people pregnant. So for some folks,
it's a win-win.
Fantastic. For other folks, not so much. But
is that too far? I feel like that's science. That's science, right? That's science. Yeah,
it's absolutely science. I think there's a lot of people very excited about this. Yeah, stop killing black widows, man.
Yeah. Stop killing. You can help
those
them.
Are natural.
Yeah.
Do I keep doing it?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I got the. What I need is I need the. I need a bleep button that's built into the show so that I can as you're going, I can just have my finger hovering over it, and I can just go. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
No, you will never catch him.
I will never catch him. He's the fastest swearer in the West. No, that's not swearing. That's not swearing.
It's
that's
innuendo.
Totally different. It's innuendo.
Yeah.
So another thing that's important, we talked about the webs. Well, that silk, scientists have studied for years because that stuff is strong, very strong.
Yeah.
So it studies into the design and strength of spiders' webs have led to producing super strong artificial silk that scientists reckon can be used in parachutes and bulletproof vests. So there's something about the strength of the webbing.
Well,
isn't that amazing?
It would have to be, right? You think about the kind of strain that they take.
Yeah.
And when there's a powerful windstorm, and those spider webs are just kind of cruising.
Yeah.
They look like a little sail, just kind of buffeting,
just hanging out,
and the wind is just flying right through it. Yeah. And granted, some of that's because the spiders are good designers and they leave room for airflow. But also, I mean, you've got a serious. Generally, sail going on there, and the spiders are just chilling. They're like, no, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the funny thing is we don't think this is I'm going to take this from my fun facts, but it's relevant now. So it says all spiders produce silk, but not all of them spin webs. Yeah. The silk they use to spin webs is one of the strongest materials ever to be discovered. So it may not seem like much when you're swatting it away, right? It just kind of falls away.
But that's just because of how massive we are.
Exactly, in comparison. But it says, this is the fact that I thought was amazing, but the tensile strength of spider silk is comparable to high-grade alloy steel.
Yeah.
On their scale.
Yeah.
That's how strong that is if you're a spider.
Except that they can spin it at smaller sizes.
Exactly.
They can weave it better.
Yeah.
So they can do. It's like where people talk about nanotubes, right? That's the whole thing that makes nanotubes so cool is that you can construct at such a small scale.
Yeah.
That you can make these incredibly strong, fibers.
Yeah.
But it's the same kind of idea. If you had a spider, if you had a big enough spider making webs big enough, your mind would be blown. It would be you could do nothing to get rid of it. That's why flies get totally hosed.
Totally hosed
when they land
in a web.
They're done because not only that, it's sticky.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. It's like the ending of the Jeff Goldblum film The Fly. Yeah. He's stuck in the help me. Isn't that what happens? I'm pretty sure. He gets stuck in the web. Anyway, it's great.
I don't remember.
Oh, good old Goldblum.
Goldblum. I watched that movie when I was too young and too scared.
I watched it recently. I watched it a couple years ago. I popped it on Halloween.
Then you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
If you remember it that way, you're right. I haven't seen it since I was 13 years old.
Yeah, I feel like that the ending of The Fly is that, Jeff Goldblum gets completely out of control and becomes this monstrous fly. But I think that one of the twists is that, or one of the characters, it's either him or somebody shrinks down to the size of a fly and is on a web, and here comes the spider. And they're like, help me, help. And here comes the spider. And that's a famous line from the movie. Yeah. I did find that, by the way, I didn't think I would come across it, but it's on this sheet right here, which is traditionally spiders were symbols of good luck. Okay. The money spider has its name for a reason. They were meant to bring good luck. I've never heard of a money spider.
See, I think there's propaganda.
You think so? You think there's anti-spider propaganda?
Anti-spider propaganda
Absolutely.
everywhere you look.
Everywhere you look. Yeah, it
says. Look at all this stuff. It used to be all about luck and goodness and spiritual.
This is it right here.
Wow.
Yeah, in ancient Chinese culture, spiders were called Ximu, Ximu, or happy insect. It was believed to be particularly lucky if they dropped down from the ceiling, as if they were dropping down from heaven. That was the thing. I didn't remember if I was going to see it or not. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so we've talked already, they eat bugs and pests. We have that. This is an interesting fact. The East European folktale goes that a poor, hardworking widow had bought her children a Christmas tree, but couldn't afford to decorate it. On Christmas Eve, the children went to bed sad that they wouldn't have a decorated Christmas tree. But when they awoke, the tree was covered with cobwebs that shimmered in the sunlight. Hence, tinsel was born.
Wow.
So they gave us tinsel. At least that's the legend. We don't know 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. And the last thing it says on here, it says they were the inspiration for Spider-Man, which is pretty awesome. Right?
I mean,
we just talked about it.
If we haven't just turned the whole tide for spiders in this one episode, I don't know.
I do think that. Now, this is the point in the show where we're gonna remind people that there are dangerous spiders, and so we're gonna talk about this, but then we're gonna finish strong.
Okay.
Okay. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. So I have here one of my last sheets of paper. Is dangerous spiders, which you should be careful of in your home.
All right.
So it says, this doesn't mean you need to go out and squash all of these, but they want to tell you the ones that you keep an eye out for. Okay. Black widow. We already mentioned that one.
Right.
This spider can be found anywhere in the United States. Black widows are most common in the southern and western regions of America.
Yeah.
They prefer to live in undisturbed areas, like we just talked about. Outdoors, they may be found among rock or wood piles.
Yeah.
Indoors, they are likely to occupy garages, storage sheds, or crawl spaces. Black widows can be identified by their round, shiny black bodies and the distinctive red hourglass marking on their underside.
Yeah.
Black widow bites are rarely fatal, so it's important for me to say that, but can be serious and should receive medical attention as soon as possible. So if you get bitten, get it looked at, okay?
The big thing is keep an eye on your kids.
Yeah, your kids are more at risk than you are.
If you have not tiny kids but small kids, small to medium sized kids, then just educate them. Let them know what a black widow looks like, where they like to hang out, and where to not just randomly throw your hands.
Yeah.
That's like don't have the kids go gathering wood for the fire.
Yeah.
Have dad or mom do that.
Yes.
Right? Like so that way, you're
that's where they hang out.
That's a good place to get bit by a black widow.
Yeah.
If a kid gets bit by a black widow, then you really do want to go ahead and get down to the emergency room quickly.
Yeah.
Just because
they're little bodies.
Yeah, it's just more dangerous for them.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be fine, honestly.
Yeah. They're probably going to barf, it's going to swell, and then they'll give them something and it'll
if you take them to the emergency room, they'll definitely be fine. Mm-hmm. There's just a very tiny probability that anything bad would happen because they have anti-venoms and they have ways to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Even if you left it at home, they'd probably be fine, but they might, but the smaller the kid is, the more danger because the percentage of venom to blood is much higher.
Yeah.
So just teach your kids about where they can find them, what they look like, and don't have them do the kinds of chores that would involve putting their hands in places where a black widow might be.
Agreed.
And then you won't ever have a problem. And then with your little toddlers and everything else, just keep an eye out when you're going outside. Just keep an eye.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And they are such beautifully cool looking spiders, by the way. Like a black widow with that red and that black. They look
jet black.
Awesome. Yes.
And it's like a shiny matte black.
It is.
It is so beautiful.
So beautiful. It's amazing to look at, right?
Yeah, it's you wish you could paint your car that color.
Totally.
It's yeah.
Totally. It is. There's a reason why that red and black is like a hot rod color, right?
Totally. But it's even cooler because it isn't glossy.
Yes.
Like you almost think it's glossy because they shine a bit, but it's not. It's like an egg.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or something. I don't know.
So here are some of the symptoms of a bite. It just says symptoms may include headache, muscle cramps and weakness, difficulty breathing, and a target-shaped sore. Prevent black widows in your home by reducing clutter. That's what I said before, so you can see the spaces. So the next one up is the companion to the black widow, which is the brown widow. This spider is found in southern states. They list them all off here. We got Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia. HI, is that Hawaii? Hawaii, Louisiana, Missouri, Nevada, New Mexico, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. Those are the most common places that you'll find a brown widow. They prefer to live in undisturbed areas, such as underneath patio and indoor furniture, closets, attics, garages, and empty flower pots. They are brown, as the name suggests, but the brown widows are difficult to identify based on appearance alone. An easier way to recognize a brown widow is by its egg sac, which is covered in small silk spikes. The venom of a brown widow is twice as potent as a black widow, although brown widows release less venom when they bite. So their venom itself is stronger, but they don't release as much. Seek medical attention if bitten. Be wary of symptoms such as sweating, trouble breathing, muscle cramps, and vomiting. Prevent brown widows in your home by tidying up and removing clutter. So...
yeah.
I've never seen a brown widow, I don't think.
You might have.
And just didn't, they said it's hard to identify.
They do look like black widows, but because they're brown, they're not so striking.
Right.
But they have the red spot. So they've got the red spot, so you can see that there. Yeah, they got the little hourglass. It's just that it's on kind of a brown or
so it's harder to spot it.
Sometimes brown, white, and black body. But they even have the same kind of big old butt that the widows have, you know? They're very similar. They really are. But
Spiders got back.
That spider's got back.
Spiders got back.
Sure. And they're a little more. I mean, it almost offsets because they have. It's very similar danger, but the problem is like sometimes, particularly with younger black widow or brown widows, that don't have as much experience controlling the venom. Sometimes you get hit a little bit harder and you get too much, and so it's one of those things where you want to play it safe.
Play it safe, folks.
So if you think you're bit by one, then definitely head down to the emergency room and let them know.
Yeah. So again, these are not meant to scare you. This is just so you're aware, right? It's just to be aware. There's no, this is something that does not want to bite you at all.
Very, very solvable problem.
Yes.
Is the point. Like it's not, this is not like they can't cure you. You're done. Count your second, right? Like there are some snakes that can bite you and they give you so much venom that there's very little anyone can do for you, right?
Yeah.
It's not the case with the brown and the black widow. Something can be done.
Yeah.
You can absolutely be saved.
Yeah. This is a species that I've never heard of before, but it sounds like kind of the sultry sister to the black widow. It's called the red-legged widow. Ooh, right? It's like, she's got legs! This spider is extremely rare and only found in sand pine scrub in Central and South Florida. So if you're in Florida, this is where this thing is. Red-legged widows are small in size with red legs, as the name suggests. Like other widows.
So they wear socks?
Yeah, they wear socks. Okay. Basically, it's like, that's where Todd Water socks comes from. I bet. Yeah, wow. Comes from Central South Florida.
Maybe I should have been nicer to him. That guy's dangerous.
Like other widow spiders, its venom is poisonous to humans, although no bites have been recorded in medical history.
Really?
The red-legged widow hasn't bit a human at all, but they found it, they've studied it, it has venom, it has the ability to bite, but it has never bit anybody.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So I guess if you live in Central and South Florida and you're by sand pine scrub, which I don't even know what that is.
It's a place, Jacob.
Is it? So then we move on to one that you've definitely heard of. Okay. I think that black widow used to be like the hot spider to talk about with danger, but this one definitely has overtaken it, is the brown recluse.
Yes.
That is definitely the one that I hear way more. That people are like, is it a recluse? Is it a brown recluse? Yeah. And so that's that.
Well, people like to keep their skin.
Yes. And that's what happens.
That's the thing about the brown recluse.
So brown recluse, this spider is primarily found in the southern Midwest and southeastern parts of the United States.
Yeah.
As the name suggests, the brown recluse spider is brown in color and reclusive by nature.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the scientist naming him.
Yeah.
And he's standing there and he's like, what do you think, Carl? And he's like, well, it's brown. He's kind of reclusive.
About the brown recluse?
Brown recluse. It's kind of reclusive.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Well, what about that violin on his back? Can we call him a violin spider? Yeah. No, man, it's 2 on the nose.
It's 2 on the nose. We already did. Yeah, absolutely. As the name suggests, I already read that part. Okay. These spiders prefer to avoid humans and other creatures. Like most, that's what we're running here. A brown recluse will spend its time in secluded and undisturbed areas like quiet corners and neglected spaces.
Yep.
Neglected spaces. That's the way that the brown recluse is rubbing in that you never use that room anymore.
Yeah.
In your house.
Yes. If you get bit by a brown recluse, it's probably because you just haven't been using that room enough.
At all. You built the shed to build things and you never get out there.
And you never get out there.
Yeah.
So
this is on you.
It's like, why did you even bother?
Yeah.
Why'd you get the thing in the first place?
The brown recluse was like, look, you got a lot of tools in here, and I want to get some stuff done, and you're not using it.
Yeah. So the brown recluse is getting to work.
Getting to work. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Getting bit.
Yeah. And at that point, you're invading the brown recluse's space.
At that point, basically, it's squatters' rights.
Yeah,
the brown recluse is like, this is my shed
it's
now.
It's mine now because you're never in here.
I literally just whittled a spider mansion.
Who do you think mows the grass around here?
Who takes care of this family? Steve. Who takes care of this family? I'm more of a parent to your children than you are.
And I'm sleeping with your wife.
And I'm sleeping with your wife. Although it is known for having a violin on its back, the best way to identify a brown recluse is by its eyes. I figured I'd just roll right past what we just said. Most spiders have 8 eyes, 2 rows of 4, but a brown recluse has 6 eyes, 3 sets of 2. So if you're really that close, you can go 1, 2, 3. Oh no! It's you can count it.
Stop sleeping with my wife.
I wouldn't if you were around more, Steve. So you want to count?
She doesn't love you anymore.
She doesn't love you.
You gotta pay more attention, like I do.
You never even look at her. I look at her with my eyes, all 6 of them.
All 6 of them, all the time. I see beauty you can't even imagine.
My 3 sets of 2 eyes. So brown recluse venom is poisonous to people, and if you suspect you've been bitten by one, seek medical attention. Symptoms include a blister at the site of a bite, fever, and possible infection. So those are the things you need to look for.
Yeah, they underplayed that a little bit.
So you said the thing about the skin. It can cause dead skin, basically.
Necrosis. Yeah, so like brown. Well, okay, it depends on how bad the bite is. Right. It can just be a spot, and it can go. You can be just like anything, right? People react differently, but yeah, there's been definitely cases where you get bit by a brown recluse, and the skin starts to like it spreads and the skin rots and dies off, and you can like see muscle and bone underneath your, like it's that bad. Yeah.
Veronica's face says it all, guys. Yeah. It's basically like this.
Don't get bit by a brown recluse. Just pay attention. Don't like that. The moral of the story, it's similar with the Black Widow. The moral of the story here is don't just go reaching around in dark places. Mm-hmm.
And the moral of the story is be there for your kids and your wife and mow the lawn and build in the shed,
and
Steve.
How about you just pay some more attention? How about you just care a little bit about someone else's feelings for a minute? Yeah. It isn't always about just watching the football game or let's cook me dinner or hand me a beer or whatever. Yeah. How about we go out and have a candlelit dinner for once?
Yeah. How about we go play catch with the kids?
Yeah. Why don't you pay attention to you're part of this family too, Steve?
Yeah.
It was both of us. Yeah. You were the one who said, hey, we should have a family together.
Yeah.
You're the one who sold me on this love, on what this was supposed to be.
And the brown recluse came in and promised me and showed me things that I had never seen before.
I didn't know that someone could care for me that much. Yeah. I didn't know. Yeah. I sat here living this life thinking, oh, this is normal. And I was wrong, Steve.
Wrong.
What you do isn't normal.
That's the moral of today's episode.
So don't mess with brown recluse
Don't mess with brown
spiders.
recluse. We got one more dangerous spider to talk about, and then we're going to end strong on some cool facts, and then we're going to wrap it up. The wolf spider, which is a cool name. Okay.
That's an Aussie spider.
Yep. This spider is found throughout the United States, and probably it's saying United States, but it's also
definitely an
Australian spider. Because I think this checklist is talking specifically to U.S. focused stuff. Okay. Growing up to 2 inches in size, a fully grown wolf spider is brown or gray in color.
It's bigger than Steve.
Yeah, it's bigger than Steve. Wolf spiders do not build webs or wait for prey. Instead, they hunt for their food. Wolf spiders usually live outdoors where prey is abundant, but when they find their way inside a home or building, they may choose to stay. They can be found under furniture and along floorboards indoors, or under leaf and wood piles outdoors. There's some debate about the effects of a wolf spider bite since it is frequently misidentified, but they are venomous. Any spider bite can cause pain and may become infected. So they don't, like all the diagnosis has been like, oh, this wasn't a wolf spider. So they don't have a lot of data on the wolf spider bites, at least here in the U.S.
Yeah.
No. But that's it, guys. You don't need to be afraid.
Yeah.
Now here comes the fun stuff.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. No.
Well, it's that what you're the bottom line. The important thing to remind everybody is that they're not hunting you.
No.
They
don't drink your blood. That's not their thing.
They might care more for your family than you do, and so you should look out for that. We've established that, I think, pretty well in this episode. But they're not there to kill you.
No.
They're really like spiders. They're like they have other things to eat and other things to worry about. So if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. It's really you accidentally going into their space and scaring them. That's what does it. So just don't do that, and you will be fine.
Right. Yep. There you go. So here we go as we close out the show. So some fun facts. Despite having so many eyes, which is pretty funny, many spider species have poor eyesight. So they got a lot of eyes, but their eyes aren't that great. They make up for it with the tiny hairs that line their 8 legs. The hairs are able to detect scents, helping them find food and potential mates. Those hairs on their legs.
Really?
Yeah, they sense smells and vibrations. So like when something touches their web or comes nearby, they can sense it from the hairs on their legs. I'm doing my little Spider-Man pose
Jacob's
here.
showing how a spider would feel it.
Listener, my arms are arched up on the table, and I'm in full spider mode right now.
I think you'd be a great spider.
I would be a great spider.
I think the reason you're not a spider is because of how effective you would be as a lover. I think.
That's right.
Right? Because your sensibility is perfect for it. I think that you would just be you'd be a nightmare for humans everywhere.
Yeah. I would move in on your family. I would say hello. I am Jacob the Spider.
It'd be a French spider.
I would come into your house and I would be Don Juan the Spider, and I would come in and say hello.
Hello. Do you like my mustache?
Do you like my mustache?
I have 6 mustaches.
I have 6 mustaches. I have mustaches all over my legs.
That's right.
Spiders are found on every continent except for Antarctica. That's the only one. They're everywhere except for Antarctica. Give them time. There will be ice spiders. Ice spiders. That sounds like a cool movie.
Does sound like a good movie.
Doesn't it?
And a good band.
Oh, yeah, Ice Spider's a good band, but it sounds like that's a great band name, and also a film about being like in the Arctic, and there's a species called ice spiders.
That's good.
Right? And they're like.
Yeah.
They're like on the ice.
Yeah, and they've got frozen legs, so they can hear them really clicking.
Yeah. When they bite you, the necrosis is like frozen necrosis.
Yes.
So it freezes your skin.
You slowly freeze.
You freeze and then you shatter.
Kind of like the Terminator T-1000.
Yeah. I love it.
I am in on ice spiders.
Yes. Their leg hair is also designed to sense vibrations, such as when prey lands on their web. This is one of the reasons they don't like areas with a lot of action or noise. And I want to say this, and I said this actually on a previous episode. I think it was a year or two ago, but I was talking about how there's the myth of we eat spiders when we sleep. They crawl in our mouths and we, whatever. And I was like, we're not doing that. Yeah. It's not happening. And I was like, that's why you need to snore. You need to snore. So I'm going to reiterate that. If you're a snorer, the spiders ain't coming near your mouth.
This feels like Jacob propaganda.
It is Jacob propaganda. It's 100% Jacob propaganda.
I don't know about this part of the whole. I feel like it's
Ignore
biased.
it, Noel. Ignore it. Just it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Trapdoor spiders have been documented to live up to 35 years in the wild. 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah, trapdoor. Cool, huh?
Oh my gosh.
This one's going to blow your mind. The Goliath, well, listen to the name of this one. The Goliath bird-eating tarantula is the largest spider in the world, which can reach up to 1 foot long in body length and have fangs that are a full inch long. Ooh. Don't worry, its natural habitat is in the rainforests of South America. But again, that thing doesn't want you at all, the Goliath bird-eating tarantula. It wants to obviously eat birds.
Right.
Yeah.
Although it's probably more likely to want you, I would imagine, than the smaller spiders. I mean, if it's eating birds, that's...
Yeah.
We're not that different.
Yeah, that's true. But it doesn't really want you because you're. It looks at you and it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
You probably had.
You probably don't pay attention to your wife.
And there we are. Yeah. That's the full circle joke of this. But that's it. Those were the fun facts. And this article closes out on something that we've talked about many times, which is if you want to keep them out of your home, there's a lot of safe ways of doing it, which is just checking your doors and windows, making things are secure. And if you find them, there's safe ways of getting them out of there. And if you're using any kind of like repellent or something like that, you want to choose something that's not toxic and bad for your family and pets to be breathing in. So there's a lot of natural remedies, which we have tons of that on Biofriendly Planet. We put that information out all the time. But that is our Halloween episode on spiders. Did you guys feel like we did them justice?
I think that was the greatest spider episode in podcast history.
I agree. I don't think anybody else has a show that rivals this one in terms of spiders.
No. I'm glad we finally fought for the spiders.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm so excited.
Raise your 8 legs in the air and wave them around like you just don't care. Listener, we have our arms up on the table like spiders.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that's it, guys. Is there anything you'd like to add before we get on out of here? We went almost an hour.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. We were crushing it today.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's a lot of spider time.
A lot of spider time.
Yeah. So can I close this out?
Let's do it.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us for the Biofriendly Podcast. Remember to tell your friends and subscribe, spread the word, send them clips. We put stuff out all the time talking about this one. This one will have a fun little science fact about spiders that you can share. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all the places where we are Biofriendly Planet. And we can't do this show without you, so you got to spread the word.
Yeah.
That being said, we are your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Jacob's brain is constantly rebuilding itself.
Don't be environmentally gimmicky.
This guy's got bubbles.
And featuring Todd Watersocks.
Take the W and get on with it.
This is the one that always disappears from my brain. Oh, she's giving me hand signals like I'm a baseball player. She's like, wrap it around. Home run. Strike 3. No, it's something. Just say it. Just tell me. We assume on this show. Did you know it?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't even know my next one either. There's a new one from last week.
There was a new one from last week.
Which is...
She knows it. She's ready.
The door is brown. The door... Go. Get outside. Go. Change your name to Bob.
Ghosts are...
servile.
Sexy.
Ghosts are sexy.
Survival? What?
Ghosts are sexy. I'm not surprised you didn't remember that one because that one's random. It's crazy.
Ghosts are sexy. That's true. I love that you're pointing to the door, but you're pointing to the ghost.
Yeah,
that is a sexy ghost.
Sorry,
The one
I
that
meant
says
to.
boo. Yeah.
I should have pointed at the one on my desk.
That's a sexy
That
ghost.
too.
That's adorable ghost.
Oh no, he's gonna do his adorable ghost.
Trick or treat at your house.
Veronica, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Have a spooky time.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.